Can the Dallas Mavericks get back to the NBA championship, the NBA finals? That is the question of today's video, and I think they can. This is a very well-built roster. I think the front office had a phenomenal offseason, bringing in Quentin Grimes, Naji Marshall, Klay Thompson to replace the likes of Josh Green and Derrick Jones Jr., to fringe level starters, and they bring in 3 high quality starters in my opinion. Well, Grimes is more of a role player, but I think the bench is going to be looking good. Obviously it all starts with the big 2 of Luka and Kyrie. Luka, who just came off an absurd year, kind of got banged up in the finals, and there was some controversy about him complaining to the refs, but I think he'll be back this year. You know, when he locks in and remembers, hey, I'm playing basketball for fun, he's pretty much unstoppable. I mean, these are video game numbers right here. 34 points a game. I don't even know if I could put those numbers up on 2K. 49% shooting from the field, 38% from 3 on almost 11 attempts. Given the difficulty of shots that he takes, that is just absolutely outrageous. 35% a year ago to 38% this year from 3 is the kind of improvement you love to see. And then, of course, you have his co-star, Kyrie Irving, who is coming off of a season where, one, he didn't create any drama, which is good for Kyrie. Of course, the media had a hand in that, kind of always painting him as the bad guy, the scapegoat, but I think he's changed the narrative, and shout out to Kyrie for that, man. He just had a 25.6 point, 5 assists, 5 rebound, 1 steal, 50-40-90 season. Crazy work. 51% shooting from the field, 40% from 3, 90% from the free throw line. Heck of a year from the man, Kyrie Irving himself. Little jab, pull up over Dyson Daniels. Not an easy shot to make. Now, I think Nico Harrison and the front office had a great year. Obviously, they had a great offseason they had a great trade deadline. You know, bringing in Gafford and PJ Washington. They won up that in the offseason now by bringing in Klay, bringing in Naji Marshall. Klay used to be a great perimeter defender. Now he has very little left in the tank when it comes to defending, so I think you're going to have to stagger the minutes between these 3 because, well, they're going to have to find some defense, and it will more than likely be Naji Marshall. Omax Prosper maybe later in the year as he continues to progress, but Naji Marshall's probably going to have to start, and maybe they bring Klay off the bench and stagger the minutes. 18 points a game, 3.3 rebounds, 2.3 assists. I think that's what would be best for the Mavericks if his Klay comes off the bench. You know, obviously I'm not an NBA coach for a reason, so maybe I'm wrong, but 43% shooting from the field, 39% from 3. Still, I mean, he can still do it. He can still create a little bit. Finds Wiggins here on the dump off. I like this a lot from Klay if he's creating for others, because obviously he's such a great catch and shoot guy. Still elite off the catch and shoot. Nice screen from Looney here. Looney has made a living screening for Steph and Klay and then going and getting the rebound. But he's going to benefit so much from playing with Luka and Kyrie. And the big thing for the Mavs was, I mean, they were horrible last year in the playoffs when it came to shooting the 3 ball. So adding in arguably the greatest catch and shoot 3-point shooter of all time in Klay Thompson will definitely help that out. Now, don't let the 0 for 10 from 3 in the elimination game. Don't let all that crap distract you, okay? He is still an elite shooter, as you can see by the numbers here. He can still knock it down with the best of them, catching fire. That is quick release right there. And then my favorite move, I like this move personally more than the move to bring in Klay Thompson, and that was the move to bring in Naji Marshall, who is, in my opinion, a much upgraded version of Derrick Jones Jr. No offense to Derrick Jones Jr., but Naji Marshall can shoot the 3 ball. He's bigger and stronger than Derrick Jones Jr. as well. He can't jump as high, so the cool dunk highlights won't be there anymore. But still, watch him right here clamp up Jason Tatum, who Jason Tatum didn't exactly kill the Mavericks in the finals, but he was obviously maybe the best player. Here, Jaylen Brown, one of the best players on the best team in the league last year, clamped him up, locking up De'Aaron Fox right there. And then he pulls a Jose Alvarado. Okay, he's been watching film on Jose. He gets a steal. Golly, Naji Marshall in one corner, Jose in the other corner. But 3 years, $27 million. That is even more of a steal than what Alvarado and Naji Marshall did to people last year. 46% shooting from the field and 39% from 3. Huge. Of course, he was hiding in plain sight, really, behind all these wings that New Orleans had. So we didn't really get to showcase what he could do. But I watched film on this guy after the signing. I was like, oh, okay, good signing. And then I watched film on him. And this is a great signing. This is absolutely a fantastic signing. One of the few guys that can stop Kyrie Irving when he's going to the rim. A++. And hey, you know, if you can't score on him, bring him to your team so there's nobody out there that can stop you. And then the final addition that we're going to talk about, Quentin Grimes coming over from the Detroit Pistons, where he kind of had a forgettable year. But he had a great year with the Knicks before that. He's 6'5" with a 6'8" wingspan. He can play defense. He can shoot a little bit, but here he is clamping up DeJounte Murray. He averaged 7 points, 2 rebounds, 1.3 assists in 20 minutes per game last year. Locking up Donovan Mitchell there. Tries to get into that fadeaway bag. Doesn't work out. 37% shooting from the field, 34% from 3, 5 attempts for Quentin Grimes. In 2023, he averaged 11.3 points a game, 3.5 rebounds, 2.3 assists in 30 minutes a night. So a good year for him that year, but this year I think he is going to have an even bigger year. Once again, playing off of Luka and Kyrie, playing off of the system in Dallas that can really benefit him. He's a great defender, or he's a plus above average defender, and he can really defend. Or excuse me, he can really shoot the ball, can score a little bit. Nico Harrison, fantastic job. With that being said, if you've made it this far into the video, make sure to the like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button. We are almost to October 4th, which is not only my birthday, but the preseason, the start of a new season in the NBA, so there's going to be fresh content coming out every single day. Cannot wait. So if you're looking forward to that, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on that post notification bell. Now, let's get to the last part of the video, which is the young core that this Mavericks team has. And, well, not only the young core, but also, you know, we haven't really talked about P.J. Washington. We haven't talked about Gafford. Their other addition that they made, it was kind of later in the offseason, was bringing in Spencer Dinwiddie, who had a brief stint with the Lakers last year. That's good defense right there. Went out of my way to make this jersey swap for you guys, just because that's the kind of effort that I put into this content. 10.5 points a game, 4.7 rebounds, 2.7 assists for Spencer Dinwiddie last year, 39% shooting from the field, 34% from 3. But now, you know, the rookies that this team has, the young guys that they're going to really rely on over the next few years because they don't have many picks, and it starts with Derek Lively, who's already a star, 20 years old, and he didn't miss a single shot in the Western Conference Finals. 9 points a game, 7 rebounds, 1.1 assists, 1.4 blocks last year as a rookie. Really good year for the kid. I mean, he's my age, which is crazy. Or he's a couple years older, but that's still crazy that he's out there not even missing a single shot in the Western Conference Finals. Of course, it helps when you have Luka and Kyrie passing you the ball, but he's a pretty good player in his own right. He's great versus the blitz. He's an above-average passer versus the blitz. Good scorer right here. Can put the ball on the deck a little bit, and then we saw him showcase his ability to knock down the 3 ball in Chicago at the draft combine last year. So overall, I think Derek Lively is going to be a stud. They have Jaden Hardy, who I'm a believer in. 7.3 points a game, 1.8 rebounds, 1.5 assists in 14 minutes last year for the Mavs. But I think he can be very, very solid. 41% shooting from the field, 37% from 3. Nothing fantastic. But last year, per 36, he had some really good numbers. 20 points a game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists for the kid. He's still very young, so I can still call him a kid. I mean, he was a top 3 prospect coming out of high school for a reason. Went to the G League, didn't really work out for him, but he will be 22 years old, and I think he can be a piece for this Mavs team long term, kind of as that third slasher behind Luka and Kyrie, and then another guy that I think is going to be a piece for this Mavericks team long term. They traded back up into the first round for him, and that is Omax Prosper, who stands at 6'8" with a 7'1" wingspan, and in college, he was an absolute menace on defense, and I think he can grow and develop into being that in the NBA. He's got the perfect build for it. I think he's going to be great. He played 40 games last year, averaged about 5 minutes a game. But yeah, overall, I like this Mavs team. Can they get back? Let's answer the question of the video. Can they get back to the NBA championship? I think absolutely. Will they do it? You know, there's a lot of variables there. But y'all let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Make sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video.